Hey, howdy there again, folks. You get, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my Sampler Platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler Platter video, series videos I've been doing for a little while now. We go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink the stuff, then I talk about the stuff. I let you know what you need to know, and all the while I'm doing it, I got a Peter Cannon Thunderbolt poster up behind me. There's Marvel figures up there. There's crappy old ladder over to the side. He's always there. I'm gonna put some googly eyes or some shit on that thing. He'll be my crappy assistant. And there's a scope bottle, there's CDs, there's hamsters all around that you can't see. They're too adorable, folks. They're just too adorable. Too adorable. But most of them are sleeping right now because I'm doing this during the day. While I'm doing this stuff, what else am I doing? Well, I'm usually wearing cool shirts. Today is no exception. Cold chamber shirt. We're representing the old school, folks. Okay, we're talking about late 90s. Brandon Wenzel right here. Not really, though, if I'm entirely honest. I didn't get super really into Cold Chamber until after they'd already stopped being a band and stuff like that. And this is actually from their reunion tour that they did a number of years back. But it's still a neat shirt. It's Cold Chamber. Anyway, folks, what am I trying for y'all today? Well, folks, I got a whole bunch of stuff over here. I haven't even prepared which one I'm going to do. But now I'm going to do this one. Boom! Bazooka Joe Bubblegum Soda. In fact, it's not even Bazooka Joe. It's just Bazooka. So I'm going to have to make sure that I get that right, because I don't want to get sued by Bazooka Joe. One of his friends is missing an eye. You don't fuck with that, folks. That's just bad. And didn't they go over there and, reboot Bazooka Joe? Why? Who wanted Bazooka Joe to be rebooted? Really? Let's get this out of the way. Bazooka Joe as a bubblegum is not great. It's fine, it's okay, it's just a very standard bubblegum, but that's really what it is. It gets the job done for a bubblegum. The main thing that was kind of the thing of it was that it had the fun little comics inside. And I know as a kid, I used to literally just buy a whole shitload of Bazooka Joe just to go over there and pop them open and see what shenanigans were going to happen. They were like the newspaper comics, except actually kind of good. So, but this isn't that anyway. This is just Bazooka, bubblegum flavored soda, even though it is very clearly aiming towards the Bazooka Joe thing. Unless they don't call it Bazooka Joe. They might just call it Bazooka now, so I have no idea. It's a product of the United States of America. Yay, America! This is from Rocket Fizz. RocketFizz.com. Check out the thing. As always, I don't get paid to do these videos because no one would ever pay for videos this terrible. But I will say, folks, if you're around a Rocket Fizz, I know they have several locations. I specifically go to the one in St. Charles. Definitely give them a shot, seriously. If you love soda, they have all kinds of cool soda. I actually have a few other ones from Rocket Fizz that I'm eventually going to do, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. They also have all types of, imported candy and old-timey candy and, hard-to-find stuff. It's a very neat place. If nothing else, hey, if you're like, I'm too adult for that, if you're that adult, you probably have kids. Take your kids to the place to have some fun, you heartless monster. Anyway, I'm going to try the soda. It's supposed to be bubblegum flavored. Apparently uses pure cane sugar. I do like bubblegum soda every so often, though it is kind of a rarity, so we'll see how this goes. Let's find out if it's a twist off or if I have to actually... Nope, need a thing. Luckily! Keys! Electric cabinet keys. It just so happens to work perfectly as a, There we go. And mind you, I could have gotten it off easier, but I try to preserve the caps as much as possible. So, I'm weird. Definitely smells like bubblegum soda, that is for damn sure. And it has a very... It's sort of... The thing is that now since I've opened it, its essence is escaping to a certain extent. So it's not as prominent. It had quite quite a scent when I first opened it. But it definitely has that very old school bubblegum smell. You know, I don't know who the hell watches my videos anyway. Not many people, which is fine. Except for that Mango Nata one. It's almost at 700 views at the time I'm doing it. It might even passed it by the time. Why that one? I don't know. I mean, hooray, but but yeah, for folks of a certain generation, this definitely has a, you know, probably the closest thing I could think of would be like maybe like Big League Chew. They still make that, I know. So let's give it a shot. Ooh. First thing I'll say, I like the level of carbonation that they have in it. That sounds, you know, relatively trivial, but I do find it to be important. Obviously, too much or too little can kind of shift the experience of the soda. And in my experience, a lot of bubblegum sodas seem to dial back the carbonation, rely more on just the sweetness. This had a nice hit of carbonation right from the get-go. The flavor is interesting. It starts off rather nice. It's not what I would consider a profound bubblegum taste. It's kind of just a sweet taste. But there is a sort of a hint of bubblegum there, to be fair. It's not just sweet. Though it's a pretty sweet soda. It's kind of interesting. As it goes through, its taste profile kind of changes. I would say it's at its best in the front end when you've got the carbonation and you've got the strongest bubblegum flavor. As it kind of dies back, it has a little bit of an unusual aftertaste, which might be just sort of like the tail end of the gum taste, just sort of unfiltered with, like, you know, the carbonation and the sweetness. I think that's more or less what it is, because it doesn't feel like a jarring transition. It's not like chemically or anything. But that's not bad. In terms of comparing it to other bubblegum sodas that I've had in the past, there's sort of pros and cons, I would say. I like the carbonation. The overall flavor is pretty pleasant, but I will say I think that the others that I've had in the past, at least from what I can recall, I mean, it's not something I drink with any regularity, I feel like they had more of a stronger push to them, you know, of flavor, like, kind of throughout. Whereas with this, again, you get sort of the bubblegum flavor, then you get kind of some sweetness, and then just sort of the aftertaste. If it tasted like it does at the start throughout the entire experience, this would definitely be what I would feel would be a very good bubblegum soda. As is, I would put it sort of, I couldn't even really create like a tier structure because I haven't had enough bubblegum sodas to really go against, but it's definitely not the best, but it's also certainly not the worst. I would probably put it closer to the top of the pile than the bottom, but like it's kind of it's ranging. It's sort of like somewhere between a C plus and a B minus soda. You know, it's pretty good for what it is. Excuse me. It does have something of a nostalgic taste to it. For those of us, again, who grew up with classic bubblegum and stuff. But I personally would have liked to have seen, again, just more of that flavor throughout to give it a really solid bubblegum experience. Would that have been too much, though, for an overall drinking experience? I don't know, folks. That's for the politicians to decide, I guess. So, but yeah, would I recommend this? Well, if you're a fan of bubblegum soda and for some reason in your 30s, yeah, feel free to give it a shot. At the very least, I don't think you'll walk away thinking it's terrible or anything. It's just, not anything super stupendous. This certainly isn't something you're going to find in just any store. You really would have to go to a Rocket Fizz to check it out. Thing is, if you're at a Rocket Fizz, and I would definitely suggest getting like a 6-pack or a 4-pack, because you can pick out, just create your own 6 or 4-pack, and you even save a little money when you do it that way. The thing is that there's such a really cool variety of stuff there. There's better options available than this. So, but if you've gone through a lot of their stock, kind of like I have, this is, again, this isn't the worst thing I've ever had from them. So, all right. Well, folks, go there. You can do 5 things for me before I get out of here. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, stupendous rest of your week. You can have yourself an amazing rest of your month, an absolutely stupendous rest of your year. And if you could go over there and have yourself a classic Bazooka Joe rest of your life. Because think about it, folks. That stuff doesn't taste that good, and it's been around forever. It's apparently doing something right. Yep. Final 2 things for me, folks, if you could. First thing, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is always appreciated, though. But if you can't do that, sometimes you can't do it. I know I can't do it all the time. Try not to be an asshole, when you can. It really, man, it's difficult sometimes. Again, sometimes I can't do it. But, let's all try a little bit harder, folks. You know what I'm saying? Final thing for me, folks, if you could, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to do. Maybe you're going to go there and you're going to petition Bazooka Joe to bring back the original Bazooka Joe continuity. And they won't care, probably, but they might. But even if they don't, maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to write it. Bazooka Joe fanfiction has to exist, doesn't it? That's literally never crossed my mind in my entire life, except for just now, and my brain just went... I'm going to end things there, folks. Bye!